I found this study on PubMed, the effects of chlorogenic acid on blood pressure. This is a systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized clinical trials. Dr. Tiffany, that's pretty powerful, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized clinical trials. And what they found, in conclusion, the evidence from published randomized clinical trials suggests that chlorogenic acid causes statistically significant reductions in systolic and diastolic blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is a powerful statement, is it not, Dr. Tiffany?
Huge.
Okay.
It's randomized for me. I mean, that's how you know that's a good study. You have a randomized study, meaning, you have a group that they don't know what they're taking. That's what randomized means. So they can't even add their own idea, because you can affect your blood pressure by how you feel. So they can't add their own piece. I'm on the blood pressure medicine, so I know my blood pressure is better. I mean, that's real. So that's not real. Knowing makes a difference.
Now, I found this study on PubMed. This one, chlorogenic acid improves glucose tolerance, lipid metabolism, inflammation, and microbiota composition in diabetic mice. That's kind of a mouthful, right? But if we break that down, it improves glucose tolerance. That's kind of key. That's what we're trying to do, right? Lipid metabolism, inflammation. How many of us have, Dr. Tiffany, similar to blood pressure, high blood pressure, how many people come through just have high inflammation issues? That seems pretty rampant right now as well. And in here, the results are pretty powerful. The results showed that chlorogenic acid decreased body weight and improved glucose tolerance and insulin resistance, and these effects were similar to those of metformin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a powerful statement. These effects were similar to those of metformin.
Mm-hmm.
Number one prescribed medication for type 2 diabetes, and it's also prescribed. What else do you prescribe that for, Dr. Tiffany? PCOS, and I mean, there's a lot of things that it gets prescribed for, right?
Well, those are the ones that are, FDA approved, would be the PCOS and the type 2 diabetes. It is first line drug to use.
I found another study, and this one was on PubMed Central, and this one looks at the roles of chlorogenic acid on regulating glucose and lipids metabolism. Now, this is a review, so it's not quite as strong as those other ones, but it still kind of points, it's still interesting. Chlorogenic acid is a novel insulin sensitizer that potentiates insulin action similar to the therapeutic action of metformin. Mm-hmm. There's that statement again, Dr. Tiffany, similar to the therapeutic action of metformin.
Right.
I think
Which
that's
is huge. Yeah, it's huge.
Now, this one here, a chlorogenic acid-induced increase in GLP-1 production may mediate the impact of heavy coffee consumption on diabetes risk. How about that, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. There is a line in here. Indeed, there is recent evidence that coffee increases production of the incretin hormone glucagon-like peptide 1. Again, coffee is very high in chlorogenic acid. That's a pretty powerful study.
It is.